going on? It's New Year's Eve. I'm out with Rocco. We're gonna go camping.
A camp chair.
Yeah, we're really gonna rough it. We're out here at Pin Show, and we're gonna hike back to the campsite that we've nicknamed Snow Squall. It's the site I was at last year when it was that earlier this year? Last year? I don't know. Got caught in a snow squall out there. So we're hoping that repeats because it's supposed to snow tonight. So we're gonna wike in. We're gonna walk in, and then I guess we can turn right here, anywhere right in here. Head straight back, and then we'll come back for firewood, and we're just gonna have some fun for New Year's. Tired already?
Oh, hey. No, believe it or not, the metal's cold enough to warrant.
Yeah, it's definitely colder out here.
Yes.
There's a little snow on the ground, so we're excited that we might have some snow. Wow, so there's a lot of water back here. I've never seen that section over the bank there. This is really swamped. And we've had our first fall of 2023.
Yeah.
No, actually, I fell like first thing. I crushed my
boards are a little slippery that they're just laying down.
little slippery. Yeah, there's like a boardwalk back there. You can see Rocco's a little bit damp.
A little bit.
Stepped on it and he slid.
My backpack just.
Thank God, man, it was in that, because you just kind of hit with like a squish. Like you didn't. It wasn't like you landed on anything. It just went right into like swamp.
Yeah.
Good thing we
shouldn't have been carrying this.
I don't know if it would have helped. Luckily, we got lots of firewood, and I mean, we're not far from the car, so if need be, you could always just go like sit in the car, like lay your pants
I'm
down
not
and dry them on the in the heater. But yeah, it can happen quick. That's funny because remember last New Year's Eve we were at Lackawanna State Park, and I did the same thing. Remember, we were walking, and I stepped on one spot, and I just went, and I went down.
Yeah,
and then
it just took me.
The very next day, we're on New Year's Day, I fell.
And I knew I shouldn't have been walking on that board.
Yeah.
I knew. And as soon as I put my foot down, time slowed down. And I was like, you son of a...
Yeah. All right, so let's see. With that much water in that one, we might want to camping at this campsite. Because we might not be able to get the snow squall. We got a water crossing. Guess we'll see. All right, so we have made it to Snow Squall. And this is the little campsite I was at. I think it was the beginning of 2023, where I was set up right there. And it looked like this when I went to sleep. And when I woke up, there was a massive snow squall. So we got a nice little fire pit, clean that up a little bit. But really want to get set up. I never aired out my tarp from the Thunder Swamp earlier this week. So it's still a little bit damp, so I want to let that air. Got my hammock set the same way. Red tail with the 10 degrees and the kind of Tono utility quilt all set up. And Rocco's got his setup over here. And kind of testing something. So Rocco made this whole setup, and he made his quilt, and he used like, what, 2 pounds of down to make this thing?
Awful lot.
A lot of down. So he's in no danger of being cold. But I made a quilt protector here. Now the orange one, this is just a test. But looks like it works pretty good.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I made it so it's got an adjuster here, so you can loosen up the collar. And it's got that's like your secondary suspension. It's got its main suspension. It's got like the ugly quilt style adjusters here, so you can adjust the length. And then there's also like adjusters here, so you can loosen or tighten the sides. So you can move this back and forth along the hammock. You can tighten it up, loosen it, drop it, raise it, do all the fun stuff. And it looks like it works pretty good. So I'm curious once he gets his tarps up here, see what it looks like once he gets in. Yeah. And then I'm going to put that, I'll finish it, you don't, there's no rush. And then once that's going on my hammock tonight, because I'm going to test it for windproofing. Because this is a big 12 by 9 tarp as well. We're in no danger.
This is what you call a living room.
Yeah.
And honestly, if I didn't forget my poles, I would have done the same thing as you.
Dude, there's plenty of sticks around.
Little porch mode.
I use a stick for the back.
Yeah.
There's plenty of sticks around. You could do it. Especially like right there, that tree right there. You can make two stands to roll over.
But what's perfect about those is that those two and the, well, I'm sure you showed this on yours. Oh, like this. You could close those in real tight.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I haven't done door mode in a while,
Yeah.
but yeah, I could completely enclose that.
Yeah, if you take that down lower and fold those in.
I don't know if I had the cordage
like a
for it
tent.
on this trip.
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah. I got one more piece of cord. Because I used two on the front for door mode, and I used one in the middle of the back just to pull out the side. And then
I mean, we're not getting wind, right?
I don't think so, but you never know. But I've got a hoagie sitting over there, and I am starving, so I'm going to eat that. And then we'll go grab our firewood. And how your pants drying out?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
I mean, my glove, which was about 1.5 inches in water, is already dry. So
it was so wet. So that's drying. And once we get a fire, you'll be fine.
This is why you don't wear cotton.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, but this is, let's see if this is, no, I mean, I kind of just sat in a puddle, but my hand went pretty far in.
So, like, he slid, but when he fell, it was like slow motion. It was kind of like laid down, but it was like, so squishy. You just kind of, it was like a cartoon sound effect. It was like,
and when I tried to get up,
yeah, he couldn't
push my hand in, and it just went right in the muck.
Yeah, it was weird.
But you know what? If it was colder and we were actually backpacking,
it'd be a little
then
more
it'd
dangerous.
be different. Right.
I mean, the first thing I would have done is I would have gone back and grabbed firewood.
Right.
And then got the fire. First thing would have been fire and dry off.
Right. Or like if it was really a bad situation, we're not far.
Yeah. Honestly, with as warm as your system is, you could just take your pants and everything off and sleep like that.
Let's show the good folks. Overkill is what my nickname should be. So when I built that, I was figuring maybe get down to 0, 10, comfortable, not emergency. And then I found out that down takes a little time to warm up. So what I do, I built a butt blanket. So it actually goes underneath and clasps on to the underquilt. And this is...
That's 50 degree, or is that 40 degree?
Or 40.
Yeah, I'll see. I'll tell you. I'll take it. 40.
So you hook this on, and as soon as you get in, you start warming up, and then you fall asleep, and then you wake up, and it's heaven.
Yeah, that's.
But I don't think I'm gonna need this.
That's
except to sit on.
That's a smaller version of my utility quilt.
Yeah, look.
It's basically just for. It's tiny, but it does what it needs to do.
That's exactly and look at us. It's extraordinarily light.
Yeah.
And I could pack it down to nothing. But if you're, like, what's the difference of you want to be comfortable? It's like this. Do you want to, nothing against people who like to go tent camping, but do you want to lay on the ground, or do you want to just be in luxury and have like a?
I've seen some pretty luxurious tents though.
I know.
Yeah, it's all in what you prefer. I prefer a hammock.
Yes.
I prefer sleeping like this, but I mean,
and sometimes you need a butt blanket.
Sometimes you need a butt blanket. Sometimes tent camping's fun, but I mean, we're right next to a swamp.
Yep.
It's marshy. I wouldn't want to be on the ground in this. All right, I'm gonna eat my hoagie. Really hungry. All right, well, I got my pack on, but the hammocks are still set up, so we gotta go back to the car and get firewood, and they're in bundles. And I'm not gonna carry a bundle under my arm. I guess you're gonna carry a bundle under your arm, huh?
That's what I'm planning here.
I'm gonna throw it in my backpack, and that way I don't have to fight with it. I'm gonna go back the way I came in. Where did I come in?
I came in.
I had to climb up the hill a little bit.
It isn't.
So, this is really the sketchiest part about getting in this campsite. Is that these rocks are mossy, and you got that little bit of a drop, but not bad. And I don't have any of my waterproof stuff on, so there we go. All right, here's the spot Rocco went down. Yeah, that is slick. These boards are really slick. You can see where he's trying to get up. He's just sinking in it.
Once my hand print right straight through.
And it's just, if you look right there, you can see how wet that is. That's where he landed. It's pretty squishy. But yeah, this is like, oh wow, yeah, it's like ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my body hit the board for the most part, even though it's wet.
Well,
it wasn't too bad. But
not as much as you think. I watched you. You kind of went, whoo, and just right in there. I'm just glad it wasn't on that rocky section, because that would have been a trip ender right there. So it doesn't look as weird as it really is in there. But I got a bundle of wood in back in the pack. There's nothing in the bottom of the pack. It's the weight is all screwed up. It's shifting around, but it's better than doing it. Rocco's just carrying it under his arm. Yep. Tired of it yet?
Could be. Yeah, it was annoying about 10 seconds.
Yeah. We don't have far to go, but imagine carrying a bundle of wood about a half mile into the woods. It's maybe 3/4 of a mile. Across the creek, 2 creeks, in a swamp.
Should have brought a wagon.
Should have brought a wagon. All right, I'm all completely set up now. I got my, was there a rock or something underneath here? I feel moving. I put the quilt protector on my hammock. We're just kind of sizing it out for Rocco's. Well, I want to test this for wind. I mean, I've got synthetic insulation, so I don't really need it to protect the quilt. But I am up on this ridge. I see how it drops off on both sides. And we are expecting some snow tonight, so I'm expecting a little wind. I'm going to leave this open like that and see if nothing else that acts as a nice heat shield. It covers really well. Got the fire started, had our lunch, and we since it's New Year's Eve, we each brought a beer. So I have those in a little bit. Such a nice little campsite. I mean, there's room for another, you can get a hammock in where I'm standing right now. You get a couple more in over there. You get a couple in over here. Probably get 1 or 2 in over there. It's a really big site. Well, we got a nice fire going. It's like 5:30 and we brought our beers. This is, I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up. This is the Neon Beer Hug from Goose Island Beer Company. 10,000 volts of flavor. I've never had this before. It's an IPA.
10,000 volts.
10,000 volts. I will be the judge of that. What did you get?
I got. I've had this before. New Trail Broken Hills.
Oh yeah, it's good.
It's a hazy IPA.
Yeah, New Trails makes it really good beer.
7%. I didn't realize that.
This is 7% too. So we're gonna have that for New Year's. But waiting to hear some coyotes or owls or something. We haven't heard anything yet. It'll be time for dinner pretty soon too. So tonight's dinner is from the Ready Wise. Still working through those since I didn't eat them on my trip. Creamy chicken and pasta, or creamy pasta and chicken. Delicious medley of pasta, chicken, and mixed vegetables in a creamy sauce. And then there's jokes. These are good. The sodium is quite high. 1,200 milligrams for the whole bag.
Well, that's normal for those kind of things, right?
Yeah, I think the peaks and stuff like that have gotten better, but I mean, usually when you're eating these, you've been hiking and you burn it off pretty quick. And I think with this, I'm going to have a cup of tea too. But everything else I've had from here has been pretty good. So
What's
hopefully, it's Ready Wise.
Ready Wise.
Yeah.
Where'd you get them? Amazon?
No, they're given to me.
Oh, okay.
It was Alan got them at work.
Okay.
And then dropped them off because he's not going to use them. Okay, well that is the creamy chicken and pasta. Yeah, chicken and pasta and cream sauce. What do they call it? Creamy pasta and chicken. Had a few bites. Pretty tasty. And I mean, it's the packaging's big. It's hard to put a lot of it in the bear canister, but if I was going for multiple days and I needed more room, I'd just pack it down to Ziploc bags. But this way, you don't need a reflective pouch that cooks right in this. So if you can find the ReadyWise cheap, I would definitely. It's not as good as Peak, but it's pretty good. It's definitely better than the 4 Patriots. I'm gonna record. So actually, you can see it on the camera. It's snowing. Sweet. We were sitting here, and you're talking about snow, and we're looking up, and suddenly you could see stars, and it was crystal clear. The sky got really clear. We could see Jupiter and all kinds of stars, and so we're checking the weather, and it's like, oh, it's gonna snow. We're like, there's no way. And then we're looking at the stars, and I look up, and I'm like, is it snowing? And it starts snowing lightly, and now it's snowing. I mean, I don't think this is going to accumulate, but I'll take it. If it keeps doing this a little bit, might have a little coating in the morning. On our last pieces of wood here, we had 2 bundles, and we burned through them. I mean, we've been burning this for what, 4 hours now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
Easily.
lasted pretty good. It was good and dry. But I'm gonna be excited to get in the hammock and hopefully listen to the snow hit the tarp if it snows a little harder. Oh, just about now. It's 2024. Happy New Year. I'm surprised I don't hear fireworks. And there we go. Starting to hear them now. It's officially 2024. Oh, we've been in our hammocks for a couple hours now. The fire burned down. Lasted a good long while. And it's been lightly snowing for a couple hours. I don't know if it's sticking or not. I'm gonna lay here, listen to the fireworks for a little bit, and hopefully drift back off to bed. We'll see in the morning when it's a little bit brighter. Happy New Year. Good morning. Oh, it's almost 8 o'clock. Got a nice little dusting of snow. And it was pretty quiet after all the fireworks stopped. Did you hear that one big boom?
Yeah. The one that shook the ground?
Yeah, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
It was like boom, really big boom. I don't know, somebody's fireworks had a malfunction. Something happened. But yeah, a little chilly. I haven't looked at the temperature. I don't know if the thermal drop is on or not. The battery is low and it shut off last night and then it came back on. Oh, it's a little chilly though. Definitely feels like it's in the 20s. But that could be because it's got a hammock. And that is really warm.
Let's check in the news.
camp is successfully broken down. All that wood burned up. 2 bundles gone. Now, get out of here. I think this is where I came in. Is it? There's a little bit of a step down here. Mossy rocks. There we go. All right, not too bad. So the only real disturbance we had last night was at about 2 o'clock in the morning. I heard this loud scream. It was him. Apparently he yells in his sleep.
Apparently, first time I ever did something like that.
I sat straight up in the hammock. And I'm like, what's going on? Somebody in camp? And I heard him over there mumbling. And then he kind of stopped. And I was like, oh, okay. Maybe he's just talking to sleep. And about 10 minutes later, he started doing it again. But he's like, I was like, shit, something wrong? So I got up, I ran over. I'm like, dude, wake up, you all right?
Yeah, so that was a surprise.
Just talking to sleep.
First time ever, but
Excitement.
yeah, excitement.
Yeah, so it's not a long hike out of here. Is there another campsite there now? Or are people taking shortcuts to there? Beautiful little spot.
Little tiny tracks.
Little tiny tracks?
Well,
Oh yeah. Well, maybe that's a coyote we were hearing last night. Yeah, could be a fox too.
I was wondering if that could have been a fox.
Yeah, we were hearing something. They make a few different sounds, and males make a different sound than the females. So you didn't step on that board again, did you?
No, I don't even know where it had.
I just heard something squeak. I was like, oh, come on. These roots are slick too with the snow on them. There it is. There's a piece of plywood laying here. I think it's supposed to be a board, like a boardwalk. It does more damage than it does good. I think it's always slick. Look at that. Gorgeous. Slick. We are back to the car. That's going to do it for New Year's 2024. Well, 23 into 24. And then we get to the car. There's somebody else here. That's awesome. Somebody out doing a hike. Definitely weren't here last night because the pilot is covered in snow. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Always good to get on these New Year's Eve camps. It's good.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, good fire, good food, good beer.
Sounds good, dude.
Good sleep. Good screaming match in the middle of the night. It's good.
Oh yeah, a little adrenaline first thing. You know,
Who needs an alarm clock when you got that?
exactly.
All right, hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in the next.